Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen live trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized. No censorship or hard cap supply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Monday as my wires are all caught up. It's nice to see everybody. We have so much news for you as the stock market is closed today. Banks are closed. Crypto is always open, and we love that. We also love our crypto news. We have some international headlines again, not like a heavy show today, being that, again, it is a holiday. There's not a lot going on, but we have a lot going on, okay? We have an announcement that there might be 24/7 on-chain trading for stocks. That is our spotlight today, along with the fact that I am making a major announcement today at 2 p.m. Eastern. I will be live again with Samuel Arms, my bestie from the Florida Business Blockchain Association. And when I go and do this live stream, you guys need to listen to it. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I'll discuss it more later in the show. But this is a major move for me, major move for them, major move for all of us, and a major move for the United States. And I know that sounds like really dramatic, but that's exactly what it is. And it's a major move for the state of Florida. So please go ahead and support this show. And it's going to be different than usual, but let me tell you, this is, again, major news. So my announcement, I'm going to tweet an announcement of the announcement, and then I'm going to do the live stream and then also post something after that. So although it is a holiday, it is MLK Day, your girl is still out here working relentlessly, because that's how much I love this space and what I'm doing every single day. So with that, we have a goal of 150 likes, 150 live viewers. So please smash the like, subscribe, share this out with friends. Again, we are so darn close to that 25,000 sub mark, guys. We are 155 away. So if you are on TikTok, if you are on Rumble, if you are anywhere that is not YouTube, please go to YouTube. Help us out, as the algorithm is being crushed right now. And I was talking to AI yesterday, like, what's going on? And AI said that YouTube is just taking everybody out. And it's not just an us problem, but it's okay. So this is an announcement of the announcement of the announcement. So please just stay tuned. And 2 p.m. Eastern, you're going to get all the tea from me. So let's go over and say good morning to everyone as you check out our two amazing sponsors of the show, including Cake Wallet and Market Cipher. Use code ZESTY for 15% off. I want to say hello to everybody. We got Jesse, Mike Volmer, Flat Earth. We got Silver Days, Silverback. Thank you to Black Hat Always. Thank you. Pieces on every platform. Cool Cat. Calypso, nice to see you. Mark Smithson is here. We got Mama Shadow, some backup. Both the Bulls are here. Andy S., good morning. Loco for Crypto, nice to see you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Fat Oracle. We got Ray K, nice to see you. Emrod. So no tacos on the menu. Yo, that would be kind of cool. I do want a taco. Army Piper is here. Hello, Army Piper. I have major news today. I think you're really going to like it. Dave P., good morning. Brothers Van Kirk is on X with Mike Mazzone and Yukio. And Peace Fitz is here. John Legend has all his emojis. Juco Joe, nice to see you. Rudy Poo is here. Welcome. Corvette, good morning. Leroy, good morning. Everyone, good morning. Guys, again, 2 p.m. Eastern, major news that we are dropping dropping for the United States, the state of Florida, everything in between. So I do ask you, and again, you guys can see what the announcement is, but I am joining, and I am basically a part of the Florida Business Blockchain Association. And so we have like the Blockchain Association. We have a bunch of blockchain associations, but this one is for the state of Florida, and I am joining. I am, if you look at their website, fbba.io, you will see that I am their head of media strategy. So we are going to help them revamp their socials. We're going to help them, like, just do whatever they need to do so we can pass these bills. And essentially what I'm trying to do there, and what the live stream is for later, is because we're trying to raise some funds and capital for me to be able to fund my travels to go back and forth between where I am in Florida to Tallahassee, which is the state capital, to go ahead and pass these bills and speak directly to legislators in the hearings. So we'll talk more about that later today. But this is like major news for us. I do have a whole PayPal link for you guys to go ahead and donate. So we'll take care of that a little bit later. And I am very bullish on it. So nonetheless, we're going to get into the show. We're going to get into all of the beautiful market recaps. So let's start here and get after it. We have Maker up 31%, River is up 11%. The rest of the market is taking a little bit of a hit today. Again, the trad markets are not open, but Bitcoin is at $92,772 this morning. We're down about 1%. Again, we had a nice little push, but rejected 97K, and now we are falling below our critical level of around 93.5, 94K. And so we want to hang above 90. That is the goal. We do not want to go below 90 or else people are going to cry. There were already sparks of liquidations over the weekend, which I'll dive into in just a moment. As we see, the red dot has been printed, pulling down that momentum on market Cipher. A very negative VWAP, confidently down, which is not a good thing. We are seeing a little bit of curvature on this money flow. It still remains green, which is good. We have some hopes there. The RSI pulling back. This is good. We love an RSI pullback. I just hope we do stay bullish overall. Now, if we're looking at liquidations, there was over $680 million in longs that were liquidated. So I'll just shout this out before we go into our headlines here. But, sorry, here we go. Alts were hit hard during Asia's Monday trading. So this is Solana down 6.7%. Sui's down. Sui had a major issue too, which we will dive into another time. But with this dip below that 90K mark, CoinGlass showed more than $680 million in crypto positions that were liquidated over the past 24 hours, with roughly $600 million coming from longs, a signal that bullish positioning had become crowded following the rally. Again, this is a lot of people trying to figure out what's going on politically. There's a lot of people that are unsure about Bitcoin's next moves, and this is why I always preach to DCA, keep calm, hodl on, keep moving. Bitcoin and ETH ETFs are also doing well, and this is where we're starting our breaking news headlines. We're going to go international, come back to the States, and get into the crazy spotlight that we have today. So without further ado, your breaking news headlines start now. Bitcoin and ETH ETFs have had their best month since October. Check this out. It says institutional investors are back. I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. Just the sentiment, like the way people think just like rocks. Like it's just like insane. People are like, Bitcoin went up 5,000. We're all bullish. Bitcoin went back down to the same price it was. Oh my gosh. U.S. listed ETFs investing in Bitcoin and ETH pulled in billions last week, registering their best week in 3 months. The 11-spot Bitcoin ETFs registered a net inflow of $1.42 billion last week, the largest tally since the second week of October, according to data source TradingView. BlackRock's IBIT alone saw inflows worth more than $1.03 billion. Now, this wasn't just limited to Bitcoin because we got ETH ETFs also experiencing demand, attracting $479 million in inflows, their highest weekly total since early October. BlackRock's ETH A, which is their ETH ETF, secured a notable portion of this, bringing in $219 million. Now, on a year-to-date basis, which again, we are still mid the first month of the year, Bitcoin and ETH ETFs have raked in $1.21 billion and $584.9 million, respectively. So we're raking in the cash, guys. We are raking it in. People are unsure. They don't know whether to be bullish or bearish, and that will tell in time. But I am macro bullish. I am always bullish on Bitcoin because this is a revolution that absolutely nobody can stop. I don't care who it is. And ETH transactions are taking off. They are hitting records. And we also see the staking exit queue has gone down to 0. Take a look at this. This is very interesting. I saw this morning. Now, ETH is processing more transactions than at any point in history, which again, you wouldn't think that's the case, being that sentiment is pretty low. Last cycle, we had NFTs and everyone popping off over there, NFTs and music and DeFi. Yet a lot of people are still using DeFi, being that, again, in a lot of different parts of the world, we have hyperinflation. We have people that need accessibility to the financial system. A lot of people cannot be banked. Even in the United States, we are experiencing the fact that if you have $500 in your bank account and it's below the $1,500 limit, let's say that they tell you have to have a minimum of $1,500 in your account, but you don't, what are they going to do? They're going to charge you a fee for already not having money, and that is exclusive. That is not an inclusive financial system. Meanwhile, ETH is. ETH, the network processed a record 2.8 million transactions on Friday, the highest daily count in its history. The surge caps a sharp pickup in on-chain activity this month, with transaction volumes pushing to new highs into early 2026. This has accelerated since mid-December, reversing a gradual slowdown that persisted through much of 2025. The average fees remain near record lows. This is good, even with the pickup in usage. This points to a network that is absorbing higher demand more smoothly than the past, helping recent upgrades and also more activity moving into layer 2 networks. Now, staking dynamics have also shifted. This is where the staking comes in. The validator exit queue has fallen to 0, meaning stakers can now withdraw ETH almost immediately, while entry queue still shows long waits. So this mainly shows that there aren't a lot of big pushes to lock up ETH or pull it out right now, and staking looks steady rather than in boom, which means that people are holding themselves accountable, they have a plan, and they believe in the network, which is why people really want to stake their ETH and they have to wait. Or on the other side, people are staking ETH and they don't want to move it because they want to keep it exactly where they are. So this is very bullish for ETH, and it shows a lot of stability within the ecosystem as a whole. Now, speaking of ETH, we can look over the chart while we're here. Ethereum is $3,213 this morning. We are down 2%, again, rejecting a key level of $3,300. Bearish level is that low $3,000 mark. Again, if we could just confidently push through that $3,300, blessed through that 200-day SMA around $3,661 at the moment, we could go and push that $4,000 mark. I really do believe that is the thing. Now, we do have a red dot printed pulling down that momentum. VWAP is sharply down, which again is a negative signal. Money flow is remaining flat and stagnant, along with this RSI that is taking a dip and retracing. I wanted to come back and test that 51. Maybe even that neutral 50 would be kind of cool. We don't want to reject that. We want to stay bullish and keep up this momentum, which seems to be flattening out. It's going to be okay, and I am still bullish. I'm still bullish either way. 1,500 daily balance required, so much harder than 1,500 per month. Yes, that is true. It has to remain a $1,500 daily balance at some of these banks. That is correct. And again, that's not fair. It's really not fair. The silver chart, we can take a look at silver really quick before I get into the rest of my headlines. Hold on. Where's silver? Silver, still hitting new highs, 93 right now, 93, up 4.2%. Again, this is just a freaking wild ride here. That's all I can say about it. It's just, we're in price discovery mode, so you don't really obviously have a bullish scenario. You can't really say that there's a bullish scenario. We're already at the top here. Now, again, I'll go back and just say what I said last week, which is you're going to look for that 54, which again is almost like half the price of where it is now. However, what goes up must come down, and I am looking for that pullback. You cannot just run like 29% in the last like 20 days and just keep going. Like, it needs to pull back at some point. Although silver is doing well, I don't know. This whole volume profile is very suspect to me. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's not displaying right, but it is still really weird. The money flow literally went from negative to just soaring within the matter of a few months. So just keep calm, hodl on. Precious metals are doing quite well right now, and I think they're just having a little bit of a moment, being that there's just a lot of macroeconomic chaos. Right, Jay Bear? Right, Jay Bear? Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you guys are bullish, put rockin' emojis everywhere. I need to see emojis all throughout the chat. This is very, very, very important. Very, very important. All right. Let's keep getting after it. Please make sure you're smashing the likes and putting those rocket emojis in the chat. We're going to get into some international headlines. We have Kazakhstan limiting crypto trading to only coins or tokens approved by the central bank. Ain't that rich? The central bank wants to tell you what to do. Classic. Classic. You guys know how I feel about this already. But Kazakhstan's President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev has signed legislation establishing a regulatory framework, including licensed crypto exchanges and granting the country's central bank authority to approve which crypto can be traded on a regulated platform. Stop the madness. This amends their banking and financial market laws, setting out new rules for the issuance and circulation of digital assets and introducing licensing requirements for crypto exchanges operating in the country. Now they introduce classification for digital assets, including stables, assets backed by, again, financial instruments and property. The National Bank of Kazakhstan, the NBK, will act as a key regulator of the sector, granting it authority to license exchanges, approve cryptocurrencies for circulation, and set trading activity on limited regulated platforms. This is absolutely... They're comprising of this new asset class 3 types of digital financial assets, DFAs. And they say, firstly, digital financial assets whose underlying asset is money, stablecoins. Requirements for the procedure, conditions for the issuance, circulation, and redemption will be determined by the national bank. Secondly, the digital financial assets whose underlying asset is a financial instrument, a financial asset, property rights, goods, or other property. Thirdly, financial instruments issued in electronic digital form on a digital platform. So this kind of goes back. If we rewind to 2023, we were reporting on the podcast how there was an economic report of the president, and they said within that report that money is value issued by a sovereign country. So that aligns what they're saying here, which is the only real money is money that is approved or issued by a central bank, which is, again, not correct. However, they want to impose this because they want control. They don't want people getting rich. They also don't want people having opportunity to exit their system. So if they're only giving you access to certain currencies, there's a reason for that. Now, there are strict requirements when it comes down to all of this as well. Thank you for subscribing, my friend. The law includes provisions covering crypto such as Bitcoin and ETH, referred to as unsecured digital assets. Again, you're seeing this, that they don't like what they can't control. This is all it's about, is control and knowing that you have no way out. And that is like you could think of it like Iran right now. Iran is dealing with the fact that they had a currency collapse. Of course, they didn't want people to exit their system because they want everyone to be poor. And people that have Bitcoin are obviously holding their wealth, maintaining their wealth, and communicating while there's an internet blackout thanks to BitChat. Now, they always claim, the government, that they're here to protect you. And one wise person has said in the past, if you hear, I'm the government and I'm here to protect you, you run for the hills, like I would right here. And it says to protect consumers and investors, the central bank is going to establish a list of crypto assets permitted for circulation, as well as limits and restrictions on crypto exchange operations. Doesn't that sound familiar? Like a central bank digital currency, except the central bank, again, is already telling you that they want to control your entire life. Yeah? They're going to have restrictions on crypto exchange and operations. It's going to be like the UK and the whole like EU where they're saying, oh, if you have the digital euro, if you have the digital pound, then you're going to have a limit of like 10,000 euros that you're going to be able to hold, or 10,000 pounds that you're going to be able to hold. And if it's anything less, anything more, you're in the gray market and they could go and arrest you for it, as per Christine Lagarde, the president of the European Central Bank. Those were her words, not mine, right? So it's the same thing. All these central banks and all these countries say, we don't like each other. We all have different political opinions. Yet they all have the same thing in common, which is control over money. And when they have control over money and your purchasing power, that means they get to influence you and influence your life and determine your value, which is why we want to opt out to what they call unsecured digital assets, because it actually is more secure. It's more trustworthy because Bitcoin is trustless. We're not depending on one central bank, one central entity to go and tell us our value or how to store it or what we should be valuing ourselves of. No. We are deciding now, we the people. And the Bitcoin is all about we the people. And that's it. That's it. There is no freedom when it comes to the trad system. Not at all. And they could try to front and tell you, you know what? We're pro crypto. We're going to have crypto win the country. Yeah, up until it's something that doesn't align with them, then it's unsecured digital assets. Unsecured. Their whole system is not secure, which is why they're telling you that they don't want crypto, because their system is so fragile that if people start opting out, just like the Bank of America CEO last week was like, stablecoins pose a huge risk to us because people are going to want to withdraw their funds. And if people are withdrawing their funds from the banks and putting it in stablecoins, that means that they don't have all the money and liquidity to take your money and give it to someone else and pretend they still have it, or go and invest it somewhere else where they're completely over leveraged. It's so easy to tell that their system is so fragile that crypto poses the biggest risk, because people then get to choose what they want to do. They don't want you to have the option of choice. They don't. After show today, yes, that's true, guys. We do have an after show. If you guys are members or not, you are still invited to the after show in Discord. Once we conclude here, we're going to Discord and we're going to go hang out in there. Wednesdays and Fridays are for members only. More central bank news in India, though. India's central bank is making moves again. India is not a big fan of, India is not a big fan of crypto. They don't like crypto. They love CBDCs, and their central bank is also creating more currencies linked to BRICS. Now, BRICS, all these countries, along with, like, intertwined with BRICS, what they want to do, and you can look it up, the phrase is de-dollarization. They have a move of de-dollarization. They don't want to operate and use US dollars for trade. They want to create like the digital yuan, like China wants to use the yuan or their digital yuan for trade. They also, BRICS wants to create their own currency to circumvent the United States. The United States, we are so bad and we are so slow right now. And I know Donnie T's like making his moves, claiming this country, claiming that country. But without Bitcoin and without establishing us as an economic powerhouse, we are lost. We are defeated. It doesn't matter what happens. If the dollar dies because of the old people in this country that rather get paid by the banks that are literally demolishing themselves, we are cooked. We are so cooked. I hope people understand that. Take a look at this. No one talks about this. The mainstream media will never tell you this. The Reserve Bank of India, the RBI, is pushing a plan to link CBDCs across BRICS nations to streamline cross-border trade and tourism while chipping away at the dollar's dominance. See? Clocking. Sources told Reuters that the RBI urged the government to add the proposal to create an interconnected system of CBDCs to the agenda of the 2026 BRICS summit to be hosted by India later this year. What am I telling you? They want to circumvent the United States. I've been saying it for years, and they're literally word for word telling you. I wish the mainstream media would talk about it. I wish they would, because they all want to create their own systems, their own digital currencies to wipe out the US. If the dollar dominance goes down, we are cooked, fam. We are cooked. Now, this would be the first such a formal attempt to create a CBDC link among BRICS members, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and newer compatriots like the UAE, Iran, and Indonesia. This could spark tension with Washington as they seek to defend the dollar's role as a global reserve currency. Donnie T repeatedly warned the BRICS nations away from replacing the dollar, threatened to penalize such attempts with 100% tariffs. Donnie T, my boy, if you do not have clear regulation for the space, and if you don't allow other people to come here and make a business and thrive, we are so cooked. We are so cooked. We're over here in Washington debating the Clarity Act. Why? We know Operation Choke Point 2.0 did not work out. So why are we trying to redo that again in the Clarity Act? Tell me why. It's because we are not having a real democracy in the United States. These politicians are paid for by the American Bankers Association and people of the like better markets. This is why the United States is killing itself. We are, because we have corrupt elections that put people like Liz Warren in a senator's chair where she doesn't even know her left from her right. She doesn't care about people. She doesn't care about women. She backs people like Jamie Dimon who have banked people like you know who. The United States is killing itself. And then they get mad when crypto people raise money to back legislation to move this country forward. Why don't we talk about all the contributions from Big Pharma buying every freaking president? Tell me that. Talk about people influencing election, influencing this, influencing that. Are you serious? To me, this is common sense. But to people, this is a mystery. I am begging, if Barron is, if any Donnie T family member gets a hold of this, please educate our public servants. If they're going to serve the public, they need to promote crypto. They need to move this legislation forward. They need more companies here, innovation here, because if we promote stable coins, what happens? Dollar dominance goes up, being that everyone else in the world that is being depleted in their purchasing power by these BRICS nations that are just inflating their currency away. We are able to store purchasing power in the dollar, in Bitcoin. Please, public servants, be smart. Be smart, please. Promote sound legislation. Make it make sense. Where is the Bitcoin strategic reserve? Where is our dominance as a country? We went from the macho guy that's in the gym, freaking jacked, to a little feeble old man in the matter of 20 years. What happened to us? What happened to our country that we're letting these nations even have thoughts of ditching the dollar? They should be fearing us. They should be like, oh my gosh, we can't do that because then we're cooked. No, they know that we're cooked because we're putting ourselves in a position where we look feeble and old. Like that meme of like that person walking their grandma with the cane and say, it's okay, grandma, go back to bed. That's the US. That's the US right now. All because we like to play games, because our politics take too long, because we can't make moves without 30,000 people approving it, arguing about it for 20 years, and then you get something done that's not even up to the standard it should be. We need to move. We need to move. These people are old, they're slow, they're not doing their job. They're not. And it's so sad. And that is why I'm joining the Florida Business Blockchain Association. That's why I'm going to go and talk to all these lobbyists. That's why I'm going to go talk to all these politicians. That's why I'm going to these hearings to pass a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the state of Florida. That's why I'm doing it. Because as a young person, I'm like, oh, word, I need to go protect my generation, my future kids, the state of Florida that I am living in, and the United States. Because we need a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We need financial sovereignty for our citizens. Even stable coins, like a Florida state stable coin, that is essential because at least we know that our state here in Florida does not promote central bank digital currencies, that they can impose one on us here, and we could just use a stable coin to pay our taxes and things. That is key. That is everything. That is why I'm doing this. I'm going into the system and I'm changing it because this is an abomination. We should not have this. We should not have other countries undermining us to this degree. It is so darn sad that they're able to even think these thoughts about the United States. Mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. People have such audacity. Let me tell you that. People have audacity. Just so sad. I really hope that the United States like fixes themselves. Like this is a wreck. And this is why I understand sometimes why people tell me that I should be running for Congress, I should go for Senate, I should go and be president one day. Because I'm the only one that's willing to be freaking honest. I'm down to be honest. I don't care who I'm in front of, I'll tell you the truth. I could be in front of Donnie T and tell him the truth. I'll be in front of Elon and tell him the truth. I'll be in front of anyone and tell them the truth. Because you know what? The truth will set you free. Can we get an amen to that? It would be fake of me to come on this podcast and just say, oh my gosh, this is so cool that we're having the CBDC links between all these BRICS countries because, you know what? No one cares about the United States. Like, it would be dishonest of me to go and go around all these headlines and not report them because otherwise people don't know. Like, this greed has overtaken our government, it has overtaken our country, it has overtaken the world, and greed is a sin. It is no good. And what is it going to lead us to? War, fear. But you know what's more powerful than fear is hope. And I have hope that the United States will rise to the top again. I have hope that the United States will shape up because we're going to hopefully get some young people to go and talk to these legislators. And become people in office that have common sense. Like, not for nothing, I don't care how y'all feel about JD Vance. Man's got wit, he can speak, and he's young. And he understands Bitcoin and crypto. I went and saw him speak at Bitcoin conference. He knows what's up. He knows what's going down. We need more people like that. People of my generation, we need to go and take those seats in office. Senators, Congress people, people running for governor, mayor, it needs to be young people that know what's going on and hold a moral freaking standard. People that can't be bought. This is ridiculous. So ridiculous. I have hope for America because I know my generation is having a spiritual and intellectual revolution. Yes, Rudy Poo. Absolutely. This is a spiritual revolution. My generation wants no part of corruption. We want truth. We want honesty. And we seek that through things like God. We seek that through things like social media where we're able to tell our truth and go and tell people what's actually happening. Social media brings down the borders of the world where we know what's happening in other places because of social media. There's a lot of spiritual warfare, money, the whole one world government thing that's going on right now. That is spiritual warfare because they're trying to play God. That's what's happening. And they are not God. We know that. And Gen Z knows that. And that's why we are collectively coming together to go and change this. And I'm happy to be part of it. I really am. I really am. Not all my generation thinks like me. You know what, D, that is correct. Not everybody thinks like I do, but there's so much more than there was 5 years ago. I'll tell you right now, and I was speaking to somebody about this earlier today. At 7 a.m., I'm on the phone having deep conversations. And I remember telling my family, certain friends, when I was around like 16, 17, even before I started missteencrypto, I was like telling people there's going to be a civil war and an international war, but the reason why all these other countries like to play games is because we're showing weakness, right? So I told people years ago that there's going to be some sort of revolution. There's going to be warfare in the United States. It's going to be a civil war. People called me crazy. I told my family the news lies to you. I told my family that the banks are they're going to die. There will be banks that close. There will be bank failures. I was called an anarchist, anti-this, anti-that. I was called crazy. I was called stupid. I was called an idiot. Like, the amount of names I was called because I spoke the truth. A lot of people don't like the truth. But you see how it turned out, right? Going into 2020, oh yeah, everybody I said all these things to found out real quick that the news does lie to you. That now there is a literal civil war in the United States. Every single day, the right versus the left has been astronomical after 2019. You see where everything has gone? We are in a civil war. People just don't see it yet. We're in a civil war. We're in a world war that people are not taking account of. I told people the banks were going to fail. We had 5 of those in 2023. I was telling people about it in 2019, 2020. And there was one person around 2022 that texted me, a friend of mine, that I was telling him and my other friend, I was like, listen, this is all going to happen. He goes and he texts me. He goes, Randi, how did you know all of that was going to happen? Like, who told you this? I said, the truth is right in front of your face if you seek it. If you seek, you shall find. If you ask, you shall receive. And I realize that now, even though I didn't really know that years ago. I now know this now. Everything that I was prophesying, everything that I was saying, it came true for a reason because it's so blatant. It's just people don't want to open their eyes. They don't. And you see Gen Z is making some of the biggest moves right now. Caroline Levitt. She is like, what? How old is Caroline Levitt? Hold on. She's 28 years old. She's 28 years old. Nick Shirley's 23. I'm 22. This generation is not about playing games. And this is why I was like, I was mind blown how Peter Schiff was insulting my intelligence last week because I'm only 22. You're gonna tell Caroline that she's naive and doesn't and has no wisdom because she's 28 and she's in the White House? You're telling Nick Shirley because he's 23 that he doesn't have intelligence? Meanwhile, he went and exposed corruption of billions of dollars in Minnesota? You're saying because of his age, it disqualifies him. My age doesn't disqualify me. It doesn't. So Gen Z is not here to play games. We're here because we're awake, we're not woke, we're awake, and we know what's going to happen. We see it. But we're trying to fix it now before it's too late. But we need the help of people that are already in office to get it done. So I'll leave it at that. Sometimes you have to have childlike faith. You really do. Man, it's just so insane. So insane. Guys, we have 75 likes. Let's get 25 more for 100. And also, we're going live at 2 p.m. Eastern, guys, because I'm trying to change the world and I need your help. I am now, if you go on the team, you'll see that I'm going live with Sam later. I could also get Wes on the show at some point. But if you guys see, I am right here. I am the head of media strategy at Florida Business Blockchain Association. And I have a PayPal link for people to donate to my cause, but essentially what we're doing is trying to fund travel for me to go back and forth to the capital of the state and take care of things and go past bills. That's what I'm doing. I don't freaking care anymore. People, Randi, stay behind your computer. I'm not staying behind my freaking computer, bro. I'm leaving my house and we're gonna go change the world. The only way to go and get stuff done is to go and do it. So I hope I have your support. Now with that, we have a spotlight today that's a little bit different than my rants and rambles, which is that the New York Stock Exchange is going to have 24/7 stock trading thanks to tokenization and blockchain. Your spotlight starts now. The New York Stock Exchange, part of Intercontinental Exchange, again, ICE, which is not, and that's the ICE I'll be referring to this article, not the deportation friends that we have doing some good stuff at ICE. This is a different ICE. Now the NYSE is announcing their development of a platform for trading an on-chain settlement of tokenized securities for which it will seek regulatory approvals. Their new digital platform will enable tokenized trading experiences including 24/7 operations, instant settlement, orders sized in dollar amounts, stablecoin-based funding as well. This is major. Their design combines the NYSE's cutting-edge pillar matching engine with blockchain-based post-trade systems, including the capability to support multiple chains for settlement and custody. Subject to approvals, this will power a new New York State New York Stock Exchange, wow, I can't speak today, venue that supports trading of tokenized shares fungible with traditionally issued securities as well as tokens natively issued as digital securities. This is major. Tokenized shareholders will participate in a trad shareholder dividends and governance rights. The venue is designed to align with established principles for market structure with distribution via non-discriminatory access to all qualified broker dealers. This is one of their bigger components for the broader digital strategy, which includes preparing its clearing infrastructure to support 24/7 trading and the potential integration of tokenized collateral.
Oh my God!
I don't think you guys get it. The New York Stock Exchange is going to have 24/7 trading, instant settlement because of crypto. So when I was telling people years ago that stocks are going to be tokens and it's going to be 24/7 because Uniswap poses a major threat, DeFi poses a major threat to TradFi. Now you see it. Now you see it. And again, people said I was crazy for saying this years ago. No, they will never, New York Stock Exchange will never touch crypto. It will never be tokenized. Look at what we got going on here. You see the way things are changing, and meanwhile the sentiment is so low. That's how you know Bitcoin is undervalued. That's how you know $1 million Bitcoin is in play. That's how you know $1 million Bitcoin is programmed, because crypto, digital assets, blockchain, whatever you want to call it, is going to absorb all of the world's wealth. I won't even say some of it. I'm going to say all of it, at least 95%. 95% of the world's wealth will be in blockchain. Period. End of story. This is one of the biggest headlines we've had in a long time. And they're telling you today, again, on the day off when the market is closed and everything, because they know the reaction would be huge. Wild. Wild work, isn't it? Wild work. We also have coins to watch. So without further ado, let's look at your gainers and your losers. Gainers, losers, gainers. We got Humanity up that 6.4%. Monero up that 3.74%. Sky's up 2%. Bitcoin Cash about 0.5% in the green today. Losers, Lit. Ooh, it's quite dark. Down 16.6%. Aster down 13%. Celestia down 13%. Sui down 12%. And Aptos down 12.4%. I believe Sui blockchain went down again today. Hold on. Sui blockchain down. Let me see. Okay, yeah, there was a recent outage. Hold on. It was like how many hours? Like it was a few hours. It was a long time. If you guys look at this article, Sui mainnet had to upgrade to fix validator consensus issues and improve transaction and confirmation paths. There was, yes, on the 14th. Yeah. There was a 6-hour outage. That's all I'll show you. That's all I'll tell you. That's all I'll tell you is a major outage. And we don't trust blockchains that have outages. I mean, again, good stuff going on with Sui, but we always remain skeptical. Yeah, exactly. Any good change is going to come from the people. It's because they force it to happen. Just like the trucker protests, back in like 2020, 2021, they were saying, oh no, New York's going to fall apart in the matter of 3 days because all these truckers are not going to want to deliver unless they change the laws when it comes to the certain passports you needed to have. Yeah, bro. They threw that out the window real quick when they realized the truckers weren't going to make deliveries because they were inspired by the Canadians. You see how fast they switch? The government and these politicians are like bullies in a schoolyard where they think they're so much bigger than you. Ooh, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to shove you on the floor and see how much you can take. And then you finally get up and you shove the bully back and say, well, you know what? I'm not going to play your silly darn games. I'm going to stand up for myself. And then once you start standing up for yourself, they're like, no, wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's because there's so much more of us than there is of them. And if we, the people, really understood how much power we have, we wouldn't be in the situations we're in today where we're constantly crying and playing victim. Stop playing victim. Put your faith in God. Put your faith in what you're doing and move. Make a move. Don't be scared to make a move. I'm coming to peace with the fact that I could be okay with losing everything if I'm doing the right thing. If I know I'm doing the right thing and people want to punish me for it, so be it. There's a lot of scripture on that. And with that, I'm going to show you guys the cookies I baked last night. Hold on one second.
Randi Hipper.
Cash is fake.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie.
Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam.
TikTok, I have a question. TikTok, did you guys hear my tummy rumbling? My tummy was rumbling pretty loud before, and I was like, ooh, oof. Oh, wait, guys, look how crazy my hair is. This is wild. Okay, so we have cookies. Yesterday, I baked cookies. Today, I'm hosting. I'm having people over my place because, you know what? I'm hosting my friends. And so, I decided to bake them cookies. I felt a lot of conviction to do a lot of different things yesterday to like give to people. I made donations yesterday. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do whatever. What happened to my mic? When did that mute? Interesting. So I was just like, I was feeling convicted. I was making dinner and I was like, you know what? I feel convicted to make everyone cookies. So I did. I made everybody cookies. And look at this. Guys. Do I still have no sound? Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. So, guys, if only you could smell this. Like, look at this. A big container of chalky chip cookies. I have to some messages out because I have a feeling my group won't finish this. And I need to find others to finish it. So, I'm going to open a cookie and kind of break my fast right now because my tummy's rumbling. Hold on. Ooh, which cookie? Wait, hold on. Before I even do that, can you guys grab a cookie? Comment a cookie emoji TikTok. Go ahead. I know there's less of you over here, so you guys get cookies. There you go. Comment that you got one. Okay. Let me know how you feel. Now, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Twitch, X. My friends, can you grab a cookie? Grab a cookie. It smells really good. I know. Hey, wait in line. Be nice. One at a time. Are you guys okay? Did you grab a cookie? I want to see cookie emojis everywhere. Where are my cookie emojis? Become a member so you can get all the cool cookie emojis. Let me see it. Let me see cookie emojis, please. And join the after show in Discord. Let me know you got a cookie. All right, did you get one? Vinny got, okay. Oh, there's another Randi on TikTok that says, I don't want no darn cookies. Oh, that's sad. Rippin' and shippin', thank you for the heart. All right, everyone got a cookie? Okay, now we can eat them together. Okay, I made them like really small and cute and thin yesterday. I was like, ooh, I want this to be shareable. Okay. Look how cute! Look how cute. I love these little cookies. This is so good. Oh my word. Like, there's an art to my cookies. You know what I mean? Oh, Randi lost his money this morning. That's why he's upset. Okay, Randi, copy. Just know that I'm Randi too, but with an I, not a Y like you. But just know that, like, it's okay. And you are going to make it back. Money comes and goes, but your spirit remains. And so we want to give you some good vibes and cookies. So there you go. But yeah, I love my little cookies, and I like when they have like a perfect brown at the bottom to where like it's almost crunchy but not really, and the middle is nice and like soft, and then the chalky chip is like perfectly melted. And yeah, like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to anything I cook. I had this conversation with somebody last week, and I was like, listen, I don't like cooking for people for the first time because I get nervous. But also it's because I need to know that, I need to know that it's going to be okay. I need to know that, like, it's going to be perfect because I like to cook and then give things to people because I know it's good. But then they assured me that everything's going to be fine. So that was really good. And it turned out everything was fine. I was making a new type of steak and everything. I was like, but what if I messed it up? They were like, it's okay. And I was like, I reached a new level of peace at that point. But yeah, this is a little cookie. And with that, I know I didn't have time to stream yesterday. I was gonna, but it was like so last minute. I was cooking and then I was like, I'm gonna make cookies. So next time I will stream. I will try my best. And maybe make a different version of cookies, like a different cookie. I was thinking of making like these little apple pie ones. So yeah, I might do that to go and switch it up. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. Again, major announcement today, 2 p.m. Eastern. Please don't forget to tune in. We're also going right into Discord to chat with you guys and do our after show. Everyone's invited. Members are for Wednesdays and Fridays. But again, we are going to be live with Samuel from FBBA, Florida Business Blockchain Association. He's the one that onboarded me into the organization. So please make sure that you guys go ahead, like, share, and go if you want to spread out this PayPal link now, go ahead and do it. We are accepting donations. This is to my PayPal, so just know this is a new PayPal I created. This is a business PayPal. I created a new PayPal, have everything set up for it. That is the link if you guys want to go donate. And then so I'm going to keep a portion of it, give another portion to FBBA to go and support it and raise money for our bills. So please go ahead, and if you want to share it out, if you want to have people make contributions, please help us out in doing that. Because again, this is a nonprofit. We're trying to raise money, fund my travel, get these bills passed because we weren't able to do it last session. I wasn't part of it last session, and I wish I was, but now I'm a part of it this legislative session. So the reason why we're asking for donations now is because the session started on the 13th. It's now the 19th, and it's going to be until March 13th. So we'll break this down and more on the show later, but your contributions matter. Again, they are going directly to me. I am in control of them, and I'm going to give a portion of them to FBBA. So just so you know, you're not just donating to any willy-nilly person. You're donating directly to me. If that helps you feel better about the situation. But yeah, that's what I got for you. Go into Discord, hang out with us. Be back at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk all the smack in the world with Sam. And then I'm going to make an announcement on X right after that. So thank you guys so much. Please smash a like, subscribe, share this out with friends so more people know what's going on here. Stay blessed. Have a beautiful Monday. I will see you guys at 2 p.m. Eastern. Oh my gosh, we already have our first donation. Hold on. Wait, no, wait. I got to shout this out. Oh my gosh, we have $10 already. I don't even know who sent this. Thank you guys so much. We already have our first $10. Oh gosh, no way. Thank you for your donations. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, guys. Let's fund this. We have a goal of 100K, so we'll talk about that again later. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Smash a like, subscribe, share this out with friends. Go into Discord right now. Join the community after show and become a member of the channel so that way you could get in on Wednesday and Friday as well. Stay blessed. Happy MLK Day. I'll see you guys at 2 p.m. Bye. Mwah.